Hello everyone, welcome to the Journal Entry Assignment Screencast. I am just going to walk you through and assign, and explain your journal entries in this class. Now if you'll remember, this class is being graded using the specs format, specifications format, which means that you have some freedom in the work that you want to do. So I'm going to walk you through one of those pieces where you have a little more freedom, and that is in this journal entry assignment, okay? So here we go. Over the course of the semester, you will complete up to 5 journals, okay? And so each of these entries, and I'll let you read this in more detail yourself. I just want to hit the high points here. Each of the entries needs to be between 1 and 3 pages in length. And so, folks, that means 300 to 900 words, all right? Typed, double-spaced, and turned in via Dropbox and D2L. I'm still calling it Dropbox, even though they've updated D2L. I mention down here how to get to where you would actually put that, okay? So you'll turn them in via Dropbox in D2L. I do have due dates for these to keep you on track, all right? Ideally, we would have a little more time and you would be able to turn these journals in kind of when you felt like you wanted to have them turned in. But what I've done is, if you take a look at the course schedule, I have the journal entry due dates outlined along with the app essay and everything like that. So it's all in the course schedule. You can see it there. It's also in the Dropboxes, okay? If you go to the activities assignments section of our class, the due dates are on there for each of them, all right? And here's the thing. You get to pick how many you want to do based on what grades you think you want in the class, okay? So students who want to earn an A, you got to do all 5, okay? And there are 5 due dates in the course schedule, all right? Follow those due dates, turn in your journals by then, and those I will read them, and they will either be for credit or not. I'll explain the points thing in a minute. B, you got to do 4. C, you got to do 3, okay? D or F, if you want a D or an F, I don't know why you, I don't know. I don't understand wanting a D or wanting an F, okay? But if it happens, that's what happens. Now remember, the way the specs grading stuff works is if you want the A, you have to meet all the criteria for the A in the syllabus, okay? So, you know, if you want the B, it's the same thing, C, the same thing. So here you can see, if you want that A, you got to have 5, the B, the 4, C, the 3, okay? So you get to pick how many journals you're going to complete, however many you want to do, okay? But your grade will suffer, okay? And just to reiterate, if you do all of the app essays and artifact paper and you meet all the criteria for the A, but you only turn in 3 journals, you don't get that A, okay? Make sense? So make sure you're doing these if you want the grade, okay? So your journals do not receive point grades, okay? They either get credit or they don't. And so I outline here what I'm actually grading these on, okay? So first of all, do they meet the minimum word count? It has to be 300 words or more. And I would prefer it if you did 300 words, not counting the name you put on the paper and stuff like that. I'll get papers from students and they'll be at 301 words, but they will have their first name, last name, my name, class information. They will have a title on it, and that'll be like 30 words. And I'm like, well, you're short, you know. So make it easy on me and have the 300 words of text. That is your writing, not just your name and stuff like that. Okay. So and so if they meet the minimum requirements, okay, you're engaging the course concepts. All right, which is what I mean by links to course concepts right here. Depth of insight, what I mean by that is you're digging in, okay? You're not just saying, you know, communication is cool. It is fun to talk about communication. In my journal, communication is fun to think about. Like, no, you're actually engaging it, you know. Considering communication as being the co-production of reality has really changed the way that I act in my interactions. That's a little more deep, right? So stuff like that. Readability, which means it has to be well written. Don't use text speak. You know, write it well. All right. So that's what I grade them on, folks. Essentially, let me be real here. Essentially, if you will meet the minimum word count and engage course concepts in a real way, you're going to easily get the credit. Okay, you're going to easily get that credit. So I grade them, I read them, and I leave you comments. Just because they don't receive points doesn't mean that I don't read them and I don't give you comments. I still give you comments. Okay? So all of the journals are choose your own. What that means is that on this second page here, you are going to pick your prompt for each journal, or prompts plural. You may have 2 or 3 prompts to get to 300 words, and that's perfectly fine. Okay? So I want to make sure I say that clearly. If you're having a hard time getting to the 300 words, pick another prompt. Pick another concept. Dig in. Okay? So they're all choose your own. Okay? You will pick it, you will write it, and you'll drop it in the Dropbox. Okay? I encourage you to leave notes to yourself. If you're watching a screencast and I say something and it kind of piques your interest, or it was particularly brilliant, which is pretty rare for me, then write a note to yourself, or something so that you know when it comes time to do your journal where to go back to. It's no fun to sit down, because these are due at 11:30 on Sunday night in the schedule. You can see when they're due. Nothing stinks like sitting down at 11 o'clock on Sunday night and not knowing what to write about. Okay? So make sure that, and it's not due every Sunday, by the way. I realize that might be interpreted that way. That's not what I meant. They're due like every other week, basically. Check the course schedule is my mantra there. But then you come here and you choose your own prompt, you know. Describe the most significant points made. Describe the most difficult or confusing part. Do the thinking log. You can pick, I say 1 and 4, but sometimes you need more. Pick one of these, you know. The hardest part of this was blah, 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 okay? Use these to get to the 300 words, all right? Use these to drive your journaling. It is perfectly fine, by the way, and I'll say this again in the app essay assignment. It's fine to write about a concept in your journal and then write about that same concept in your app essay. You just can't copy and paste in the journal, okay? So I think this should clear it up. Take a look at the syllabus course schedule here. Actually, let me see if I can just find it. Come over here. Come over here. Come over here. I'll make it where you can see it. Here you go. Okay? So if you'll notice, don't do that to me, computer. There you go. So if you'll notice here, what we have is your first journal entry will be due by Sunday, October the 7th at 11:30 p.m. Okay? And then the next week you have the app essay. The week after that is journal entry 2. These journal entries are all choose your own. Okay? So remember to do them. Okay? That's it. That is the journal assignment. It's relatively simple. If you have any questions, please let me know. I look forward to engaging your work and your thinking. See you in a future screencast.